Hello BookTube, my name is Shannon and I haven't made a video in way too long. So I thought I would come back with a tag just to kind of ease back into BookTube and kind of just, I don't know, recommend some books and chat with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into this video. The tag I am doing is the books and makeup tag, which is why I have no makeup on, because I will be recommending books as I put my makeup on. So I hardly ever actually use primer, but I probably should use it more than I do. And for the sake of this tag, since it is a question, I will be using the Baby Skin Primer from Maybelline. I don't know if this does much, and it's not cruelty-free, which is a bummer, but I will try it and recommend a book to you. For primer, you're supposed to pick a book that left a lasting, not laughing, impression on you. And for this, I've chosen Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Pretty predictable for me, but I mean, this book, it's been about a year since I read it now, and I still think about it all the time. It's like my favorite. I don't know. There's a lot that I could relate to in this book, and it follows a gay character and possibly bi character. They never really specify, but you know, and it's just really, really important, I feel like, and it's also kind of a spin-off of Harry Potter, so it's really, really enjoyable to read, and I highly recommend this book. Okay, so let's try putting primer on my face. I literally haven't done this in so long that I probably have forgotten how to apply primer. But I'm just gonna dot it on my face and hope for the best and blend it out. Next is foundation, and I am using the Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation, which is my favorite. This is the all-nighter version, and I like the regular Naked Skin version better, but this still works really well. And for foundation, you're meant to choose a book that is your favorite first book in a series. And for this question, I've chosen The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I love this series. I've reread this book a few times, and that's how I know when the first book is good, is if I reread it. I mean, Catching Fire is my favorite of this series, but this is definitely the best first book that I've read in a long time, and it still stands as my favorite first book in a series. So I saw Christine do this video recently, and that's when I was like, ooh, I should do that. I wear makeup. I like books. And I tried to do a get ready with me last week, and I kind of just didn't like how the footage turned out because I wasn't in the right mood to film and stuff. And so I was like, this is a lot better of an option for me because then I have a tag to do as I'm doing my makeup, and it gives more direction and structure to the video. Also, if you're wondering why it's been so long since I last posted a video, I have been struggling with my mental health, and I just was not in a place where filming and editing felt normal to me, if that makes sense. It just felt oppressive maybe, and I wasn't enjoying it, and the main purpose for me for making YouTube videos is to have fun and help people or make people laugh. I just want to brighten people's days, and if I'm not in a place where I can do that, then I don't think making content is the best idea for me. Okay, now that I have watched an entire episode of Gilmore Girls while letting my camera charge, it is time for concealer. The question for concealer is pick a character that you want to get rid of, and for this I'm choosing Peter from the Divergent series because he is just so rude and annoying and just awful throughout the whole time, and I'm just no. So yeah, that would have to be who I'd pick for this question. I'm taking a NYX HD Studio Concealer, and I'm just putting that underneath my eyes and on any redness or blemishes on my face. I'm just patting to blend this out so that it looks natural instead of being like just sitting on my face awkwardly. Now it is time for powder, which is your favorite last book in a series, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. Once again, Maybelline is not cruelty-free, and I'm trying to convert all my makeup to cruelty-free brands, but I'm using up what I have already of this before I buy a new powder that is cruelty-free. Anyway, for this question, I've chosen Winter by Marissa Meyer, which is the conclusion to the Lunar Chronicles series, which is like one of my favorite series of all time. But I loved how this wrapped up all the storylines from the other books and brought all the characters together in the end. It's just a fantastic conclusion, and I highly recommend the Lunar Chronicles. They're honestly one of the best series that I've ever read in my entire life. Next is eyebrows, which is like my favorite thing to do makeup-wise. Because it just frames my face so much better when I have my eyebrows done. Anyway, and the question for this is a book that you think everyone should read. For this, I have chosen Annie on My Mind by Nancy Garden, and oh my goodness, this book is amazing. I'm like gonna cry just thinking about it, how beautiful it is. This book, honestly, was just so impactful to me, and I think that anyone who reads it would get a lot out of it, because it's about two lesbian girls and them figuring that out, and their journey, I guess, of figuring that out, and how love it's not specific to one heteronormative, I don't even know if I said that right. Anyway, it's not just one idea of love, and it shows that love is true no matter who it's felt by or towards. And it's just a really beautiful story, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and think everyone should read it to open their mind and maybe learn more about what it might be like to be going through something similar. Anyway, after that emotional statement, I am using the Anastasia Brow Wiz, not Brow Wiz, that's the brow pencil, that's what I want to get. I'm using their powder, brow powder, and their little spoolie brush. So first I brush through my eyebrows to make sure that they are kind of shaped more how I want them, because they get a little crazy, and then I'm gonna use this brow powder to fill them in. So the other side of this spoolie brush is angled, and so I'm just dipping that in the powder, and I use that to fill in my brows. My eyebrows are currently a little bit crazy. I need to do them soon, but for now, this is what we get. They don't look great, but you know. Then I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Gel just to make sure my brows stay in place, and I can shape them just a little bit more with this. But yeah, I really need to plug them at the moment. I mean, I like my brows full, but not quite this full. The next product is eyeshadow, which is to pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. And I've chosen Rules by Cynthia Lord, which is an excellent book, and my favorite color is yellow. So it's got some yellow, but especially on the back cover here. And I also love the color blue, so I thought this would be a good pick for this because I didn't want to reuse Carry On, even though it has my favorite colors on the cover. Anyway, yeah, favorite colors, and this book is actually really interesting. I believe it follows a main character whose brother has autism. I haven't read this in years. Obviously, my copy is quite worn out. I've read it a few times, and it's just a really, really good, eye-opening book that I thoroughly enjoyed. But yeah, it's a beautiful novel, and it has my favorite color. Anyway, before I put on eyeshadow, I must put on eyeshadow primer. So I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion here, which makes your eyeshadow last longer and not crease like my foundation in my eyelids. I forgot what eyelids were called. Already has. So I'm just patting that onto my eyelids a little so that my eyeshadow stays longer. Okay, now I am adding a base shadow, which is just light pink, and I'm using the Lorac Pro palette. I won't show you just because I'm already using it, and you can basically just look it up if you really want to use the palette. But I'm using the color light pink because I think it is the best base on my eyeshadow, the way I do eyeshadow. I don't know. I'm not a makeup artist. Now I'm using this little brush with a mauve color because I like how the color combination looks, and I really like this color with my eye color for some reason. I mean, I have like hazel green brown eyes, and for some reason I think pinks accentuate that well for me. I think it makes the green in my eyes stand out just a little bit more. So yeah, mauve. Then I'm using this angled brush in the outer corners of my eyes with the gold color, and I'm still using the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm just putting that in these outer corners to add some depth and kind of letting that also get a little bit underneath my eyes because that makes it, I don't know, more cohesive and come together better. Then to finish off my eyeshadow, I'm using the Urban Decay Champagne eyeshadow, which I actually got as a free gift, goodness, for my birthday at Ulta because they give you a free sample of something when it's your birthday there if you're a member and like have their rewards card or whatever. So yeah, and I'm just putting this on the inner corners of my eyes to brighten them up, and also highlighting my brow bone with this. Next is eyeliner, for which you're supposed to choose a book that is dark and mysterious. So I've chosen The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I'm actually currently reading this, and it's really, really good, but it's definitely dark and mysterious. It's dystopian, and it's really interesting. So yeah, I'm enjoying this book right now, and it's dark and mysterious and fits with eyeliner. So for eyeliner, I'm using a CoverGirl like Perfect Point Plus. And once again, CoverGirl is not cruelty-free, which is disappointing. But like I said, I'm replacing my makeup with cruelty-free as I use it up. And with this, I basically just line my waterline and, my upper lash line, not waterline, that would be the bottom. Anyway, so I like to use this that way. I don't really do liquid eyeliner that often. Sometimes I will, but not on a regular basis. So I thought I'd just do this, which is what I do basically every day because it adds more definition and makes my eyelashes look darker. Next is mascara, for which you're supposed to choose a long book, like long lashes, and it takes forever to apply. And for this, I've chosen Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I almost said Phoenix, what? Anyway, this is the longest book in the Harry Potter series, and I don't read very many long books. I will read a long book, like it doesn't scare me, but I just don't tend to pick them up as often since they take longer and aren't usually as up my alley. And so this was the longest book that I could think of that I really enjoyed, and I've read it twice. I know, I'm despicable for not having read Harry Potter like 5 billion times. I've only read the series 1.5 times-ish. Anyway, this book is super good. So I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which is like my favorite thing ever. It's amazing, and it's super fun to apply because it's just like, woo! And I'm sure this is a fun angle for you. Okay, so this tag doesn't even have bronzer, but like, I'm really pale and bronzer is necessary, so I don't have a book for this one, but I'm using the NYX matte bronzer. It's just basically a drugstore bronzer and it works for my skin tone and adds more depth to my face, so that's always nice. I'm using this giant puffy Eco Tools brush. It's like my favorite thing, and I just apply this underneath my cheekbones to add more definition to my face because it kind of is a little bit round in that spot, so I like to add some bronzer. And then I also like to put it on my forehead in the corners to kind of add a little more shape and color, and underneath my chin and onto my neck to kind of blend my foundation into my neck. Next is Blush, which is a book with some cringe-worthy romance. And for this, I've chosen Girl Online by Zoe Sugg. Don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoyed reading this book, and it's fun and exciting, and the romance is cute, but it's also kind of cringe-worthy and cheesy. But, I mean, that doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. It's just not that well written, maybe, and kind of just cheesy, but it's good. Anyway, for blush, I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay with a Real Techniques blush brush, and this blush is just super pretty, and I like it a lot, so I use this basically on a daily basis. This is my daily makeup look. Like, I don't change my makeup hardly ever. That was not English, but you knew what I meant. I rarely change my makeup. That's what I meant. Next is highlighter, and for this, it's a book that brightened your day. And for this, I'm saying November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Oh, this book totally brightens your day. It's just the cutest, happiest, most beautiful thing, and it deals with some deeper stuff, but for the most part, it's just really, really cute, and I really enjoyed it. And you should definitely read it if you haven't, if you are older, because it's kind of a new adult book, but it's really, really, really good, and I love that book. And I know this is the same answer as Christine had in her tag, but like, it really is a book that brightens your day. I can't say anything else. And for highlighter, I'm using the L'Oreal Lumi powder thing. It's got like 4 different sections in it, and I'm just using a fluffy brush that I got from Target and using the lighter colors and just putting that on my cheekbones. Yeah, brain, that's what they're called. And like forehead and nose and Cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin. That way all the high points of my face look nice and glowy. And finally, we have lipstick, which is your favorite book kiss. And for this, I just have to say, the kiss into All the Boys I've Loved Before. If you've read the book, you know which kiss I'm talking about, and it's the cutest thing in the whole entire frickin' world. And I just love that kiss. It's like the best thing ever. Anyway, yeah, it obviously makes me very happy, and it's just, this is a giddy book for sure, but it's really cute. I already put some chapstick on off camera, but I'm using the NYX lipstick. I don't know if it has a specific like name for the line of lipsticks, but anyway, I'm using the color Talia, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I don't put lipstick on every day, but when I want to wear lipstick, this is usually the one that I go for, or a bright pink, but this is the one I'm using today because it goes better with my mauve eyeshadow. So yeah, anyway, let me put my lipstick on. I've got to stop talking to put lipstick on. Anyway, that is it for the books and makeup tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to recommend books in this way while doing my makeup. And anyway, I will see you next week with another new video. Did I forget my outro? Yep. Peace. Bye. When you haven't filmed in so long that you forget your outro. Bye.